Well, how did the stock market rally as Victoria closed down? And gold, what's going on there with gold? And what's the deal with Fortescue? They put a new CEO in, happens to be a woman, and bang, the share price goes up. Maybe all miners should be run by women. I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money. Well, Paul, I got to say my headline on Switzer Daily was Victoria closes down, stocks to fall. Got it wrong. What happened?
Yeah, well, look, I think yesterday surprised a lot of people, Peter. I guess as probably last Friday did, the way it sold off. And look, I think it's herd mentality at the moment. There's so much money around. It's got finding a home, lots of people trading. And for me, the market's still sort of stuck around this 6,000 level, Peter. I'm not sure we're going too far either direction. But, while Wall Street can't sell off, well, the Aussie market's not going to head south.
Was our market helped by the fact that Microsoft was going after TikTok and Wall Street went up as well, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, look, people are obviously looking for different sort of companies. They're looking for, as you've read a lot of commentary now about how you've got companies like the Microsofts and Apples, which seem to be almost economy immune. That is, they can keep on delivering record profits, despite the economic circumstances, have got really strong balance sheets. I know Charlie Aitken's been arguing that the Microsofts, the Amazons, the Facebooks are in a fantastic position, and that's why the price keeps going up. We're just looking for the examples here in Australia. Stocks like Kogan, all of a sudden, the afterpays. I mean, people are just latching on anything that looks like it can grow a bit.
And so banks, in a sense, are becoming less important for driving the index. They're still important, but less important. And newer companies are coming in, they're having more impact, and therefore explaining why the index is going. And also the miners have done unbelievably.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ignore the impact of the miners in this whole thing and the price of iron ore. Look, there are a lot of other factors at play here, Peter. I think it's just the weight of money. People are looking at what's going to move. I don't think you can read medium term too much into this. You just got to be a little bit careful. But if money wants to flow, it'll flow, and that's
I just
exactly
hope the stock market's right, Paul. I hope it's right. Optimism, I give that a big tick. Hope it's right. Now, gold, that's not an optimism play.
That's not an optimism play. So we've got to understand why is gold going up.
2020 this morning.
That's in US dollars, not so good in Aussie dollars, and that's, of course, it's all part of the story of a fundamental loss of confidence in the US dollar and the US economy as central banks, principally the US government, keep printing so much money. Right, there is just so much cash. We're in this helicopter money environment. Globally, people are searching for a little bit of what they perceive as value, or in other words, defensive value. It's gold. You've got negative interest rates, so it's no cost in holding gold. Yeah. You've got so many bonds on issue. You've got bonds, being pumped out by central banks.
And they used to be safety plays.
And it's a safety play, so it's really quite perverse. At the same time as you've got the US stock market going up, you've got gold reaching an all-time high, and Treasury bond yields plummeting. So something has to give, but at the moment, they're all going in the one direction.
Yeah, and I guess the bottom line is this, Paul. Fear is helping to drive the gold price up. People think, I'm going to put money in something safe. But if a vaccine comes along, what would happen to the price of gold, do you reckon?
Well, I guess you're probably right, Peter. I mean, there is that fear that's sort of helping to support the price of gold. I think we're just seeing sort of this two things. One, fund managers are grabbing some defensive assets because they're not as confident as they're made out to be. At the same time, the market keeps on going up, so they've got to buy some shares. So they're sort of in both camps. It's a foot in both.
But with a vaccine, do you think drive the price of gold down? Because the fear would be dissipating?
I think some of the fear goes. I think it's less about the vaccine. It's more about essentially there's so much money and currencies are losing value. The same time as gold is going up, obviously we're getting an impact on silver because we're getting to see, obviously the gold-silver ratios had been at all-time highs. And also we're seeing things like cryptocurrencies go up, Peter. That tells you also
that worries me.
That people want something else apart from, money-based assets. So I think there is just this dichotomy of what's going on out there, and you've got to be careful. So,
Well, let's go to the next big one. I interviewed the CEO of Fortescue, Elizabeth Gaines. What a well-named CEO. She comes in, the share price was $4. It's now in 17 in the space of about 2.5 years. Done a fantastic job. My argument is maybe we need more women running our mining companies.
Yeah, I was wondering whether you're going to say that, Peter, because I got a sense with the Twitterati might be onto you. I'm not sure you could.
I'm right in their camp. I think women are much better at running shows than a lot of men. Let me
Well,
tell
it's
you
interesting. Twiggy's decided to allegedly pack off to Europe for 3 to 6 months of the year.
Yeah.
I think he's found the right CEO. Fortescue can't do any wrong at the moment. I mean, obviously the whole
that. Is
thing.
it too late to get in on the Fortescue run?
Well, look, I probably prefer BHP, Peter, because it's more diversified. Fortescue is much more leveraged to the iron ore price, and you've got to have a view a little bit around here. What's going to go in Brazil? How long Vale is going to be? Their production's going to be low. I guess you've got to say at the moment we're getting, certainly Chinese production has surprised on the upside.
Yeah.
You've got to say that the Chinese economy, the support that the government...
First one out of the coronavirus crash.
has surprised on the upside, so that's all helping iron ore. I liked Fortescue when it was $4. I couldn't take the pain, and I got out when it was about $3.75, Peter.
No.
It's now $17. I'm reluctant to get back in, but it's certainly a well-run company.
Yeah.
And if you want a pure iron ore play, it's Fortescue. If you want a little more diversification, I reckon it's BHP.
Yeah, if you want to be impressed, have a look at our Switzer TV investing program. I interviewed Elizabeth Gaines on that, and she's a very, very impressive CEO. I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And
we're mad about money.